saying that, then I could see what you meant in the flashing of the blue, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Good morning. We all just woke up. The fire's on. We're about to get some breakfast on. This is this Saturday morning at the Bushcraft Show. We're probably going to go and interview some people today, so that'd be interesting to go and watch, to go and see. We'll keep you updated on what's going on.
Good morning from Saturday at the Bushcraft Show. Wild Dads Wellbeing here. Joe's just cooked us breakfast. We've got some Wild Dads coffee that was kindly donated to the charity by Forester's Coffee in Uckfield. And we've got some lovely sausages, black pudding, some little Scotch pancakes and some bacon. We can't wait. We are looking forward to seeing you during the show today.
So we're just on the way to find some nettles for our cordage making later. But I know how we get on.
We'll just take more mature ones because they do bring in the butterflies and other insects, so we'll leave a bit for nature. So we've got our stinging nettles. We're going to be taking these back to Wild Dads Wellbeing, and later on we're going to be running a natural cordage workshop, so we'll be showing people how to process these down and turn them into lovely natural cordage. That's a nice Petromax set. Morning, JB.
How's it going?
Yeah, good.
Good.
That's nice. With a collar on it as well. Have you used one of those yet?
Yeah, I'll use it.
Absolutely just smashed them apart.
Annihilates it, yeah. I've been splitting up a load of seasoned oak with one, and it just detonates it, mate. Yeah. So it's a beast. Let's get some politics.
Is it nice? That's nice, actually. We'll like that one.
It's on the mannequin at the moment.
That's a lovely one.
I can get. No.
I think it'd be nice to carbon.
I'm going to show you.
I'll do whoever somebody were asking about it, I'll just send them over it.
Send them over it, have a look at it, and it's on the mannequin, like fully dressed at the moment.
Well, yeah, I'll just send them over here.
Be nice for carving, wouldn't it?
So here with John Bowe, my good man from Wild Way Bushcraft at the Bushcraft Show, and just dropping in to have a quick chat.
Yeah, good to see you, mate.
Good to see you.
It's that time of year, it has, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I saw you here last year.
Yeah.
No, fun.
So John, how's the show going for you so far?
Good so far. I mean, yeah, it's red hot, which is nice. It's got a bit, but yeah, no, things are ticking over. It's like, hoping more people kicking around today. We've got a show, we've got workshops today, so deer skinning, rush weaving and all that sort of stuff. So it's going to be rammed in here today. So yeah, lots of sunscreen, lots of water.
Yeah, absolutely. John, can you just give us a little insight into why you got into Bushcraft?
Yeah, man. So I grew up in Sherwood Forest, around Forest in Germany, but I joined the military, left through to getting medically discharged, and the woods was like a nice safe space essentially, very therapeutic. And it just kind of the craft slowly started to build, and someone asked me to teach them a firelighting session, and I did it, and then someone asked for this, and someone asked for that, and it just sort of grew organically over the sort of 12 years that we've been doing it professionally, or running Wild Way. Yeah, so it was a way of escape really for me, for like escape my own sort of head, and it's just got out of hand. now we're here, like that. Yeah.
I know. We've spoken about how it's helping your mental health.
Yeah.
Obviously, you'll be up on stage talking about it.
Yeah.
Going to come and have a listen.
Oh, nice.
Before.
Yeah.
But obviously, Wild Dads Wellbeing exists for that exact reason. So yeah, it's great that you're out there sharing that message.
Yeah,
as well.
it's a beast, man. I mean, what you guys do, like getting men to talk around like mental health and stuff, it's a beast. So yeah, it needs more of it. It needs to, yeah. I think we're getting there. I do think we're getting there, but it's there still needs to beat that drum. Yeah.
I think that's the balance, isn't it? Is that obviously, like you, I am running a bushcraft school. I'm only in year 3 of running it, but the charity is a side piece to it, and it's a whole different entity in itself. and I think there are more and more of them popping up.
Yep.
I'm an absolute advocate for anyone out there that wants to set up their own group anywhere in the country. Just come and have a chat. There's a few that popped up.
Yeah, good.
But yeah, really good to see you.
Happy days likewise, man.
Have a great show.
Yeah, you too, man. Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to have a look at sort of a bit of a flint and steel workshop. So we've got some flint, so we'll take you through a bit of a process. We've got some flint that I'll actually nap off some fresh shards for you. You can take away a nice bit of Danish, well, we've got a mix of Danish and Sussex flint. So the Danish stuff's lovely. And we're going to have a look at some char materials as well. So yeah, we'll get some stuff on the fire. We'll probably do that first, just to talk through that process. Just to give you a bit of background about flint and steel. So if we sort of go all the way back 200,000 years ago, we're looking at fire by friction. So it was bow drill, it was hand drill. We then come back to around the time of 5,500 years ago with Ötzi the Iceman. So do we know about Ötzi? Yeah. So the Similauer man who was found frozen in the glacier ice receding on the Similauer glacier. He was using iron pyrites or iron pyrites marcasite. So that was that sort of raw fool's gold found in the ground that they discovered could be either struck against another piece of iron pyrites or against a piece of flint, which would give you a spark. So the spark of that is around 600 degrees. When we then learned how to forge steel, we got up to around 800-900 degrees, depending on the quality of our flint and the quality of our iron. So it really does make a difference on what you're using. So you do want that high carbon steel. Yeah, we're around 700 AD with sort of flint and steel, and it was used all the way up until 1826 with the first sulphur matches. So it's been in use for a massively long time, and if you couldn't afford the new sulphur matches, you were still using flint and steel all the way through the 1800s. So this was actually a gift from Will Lord's team last year for Wild Dads. So we've got a lovely big bit of flint. I am no flint napper. I've done a couple of workshops with Will now, and I can just about flake out an arrowhead. I'm just looking for the shelves and say I am no Will Lord when it comes to flint napping. I just want to look for somewhere where if I hit it, I think I'm going to get a nice lump of sharp flint come off. So I'm probably going to go in here, I'm just going to see how it goes. So I'm just going to give it a tap right on there and hope that it just sends a shard down. I'm trying to hit it square. There you go. Just one of those spots. So there you go. Have a pass of that round, and you'll see that's got some lovely sharp bits on it. And so if you do want to know more about sort of flint napping and getting really nice flakes off, then yeah, go and see Will. But what I'll do is I'll nap some bits off for everyone to sort of use. You're trying to get that nice glide down that sharp edge, because what we're doing, the flint is just the right material of the right hardness with the right edge to generate heat and scrape tiny iron filings off, because those sparks are actual filings of iron that we've heated. So what we're trying to do is get, just like scraping a ferro rod, yeah? So you're generating that scrape and power. We're trying to do exactly the same, and we're just trying to. So what I teach is don't just sit there and just keep, yes you can do it, but what I'd like to do is do it in threes. So you're just going to go 1, 2, 3. And if you're at the wrong angle, you're not going to get anything. So just do 1, 2, 3, look at what you're doing and go, okay, let's try and change it slightly. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And you can, as long as you've got a sharp edge, you know, it might be that you're more there, or you might be more there. But if you're too far that way, you're not going to get anything. So if you're getting nothing, you're too far away from the flint. So So you want to be angled towards the flint, and it is that. So it's getting almost like an arc movement. It's almost like a half moon movement that you're aiming for. So it's,
Alright, love ya.
So we're here with Josh from Beard Woodland Blades, my favourite knife maker. Got my Evo on my belt, which is getting used really regularly at the moment.
You probably brutalised that. You showed it to me yesterday, and it's, you know, you've got all of the.
I got loads of fat wood on it.
Yeah, you've got all the fat wood and the resin on the spine and everything. But the edge is still looking great. So I'm glad you're looking after it.
Yeah, I do look after it, as I say, but yeah, it gets used.
Yeah, sweet man.
So Josh, how's it all going for you so far?
Really good, man. Having a really good show so far. I'm going to change the layout a bit this year, so maybe feeling a little bit busier because it's a bit more condensed. But
yeah, I know last year you were kind of tucked away behind the trees a bit.
Yeah, totally. So it's a bit nice to be out in sort of busyness a little bit more this year. As far as the weekend's going, the team's been absolutely fantastic. Like, we've had loads of people coming up, loads of people buying knives off of us, and you know, some really happy people walking away, which is, you know, what it's all about. Aside from just being a business, it's just nice to meet people, network, form a community, and just make people smile. So yeah, it's been lush, man.
And what brought you into bushcraft?
So probably I think 2002, I was like a nerdy kid at school, and I wanted to collect like roadkill animals and skin them and tan them and learn how to track them.
So I need some of yours up here.
Yeah, I've tanned those too. So a fallow deer and a coyote. Obviously not from the UK.
No.
Not a German Shepherd, I promise. But yeah, so I was just a weird kid. I was really into wildlife. I used to go out catching snakes and stuff like that. And I discovered bushcraft from my science teacher. A chap called Rob, we're still friends. And he was like a proper old school poacher, crazy, instructor kind of guy. And he sort of got me into bushcraft in the early 2000s. Then, as it went on into the later 2000s, I ended up studying under Woodcraft School. So I did my instructor qualification then, and then since then I've been, teaching courses in primitive technology, general bushcraft, things like that. But really, knife making was something I always wanted to do because I saw all these cool knives like the Woodlaw knives and all that, and I could never afford one. So I just started when I was a teenager, just making stuff out of old files and bits of scrap metal and trying to heat treat them and playing around doing that, and it's just evolved into what we've got now.
I guess this is where, coming back to what you were saying earlier about being the nerdy kid.
Yeah.
You can proper nerd out on this stuff, can't you?
Yeah.
I mean, and it really shows through.
I've got a problem.
The thought in your designs, and I know we've spoken before that you've owned a lot of knives yourself through your bushcraft journey.
Yeah.
And everything here has sort of been an evolution of a knife that you've maybe owned at some point, or a knife you've made. So, Josh, you get some of your knives out here today. And they'll roll through what we've got.
So, just some examples of what I've got. I've got an example of my Evo platform. This is a trapline variant, so we've got a clip point on this. This one's quite a special one. He's in just a natural micarta there, but this is actually Arizona True Stone Jade. So that's a semi-precious stone inlaid into the handle there.
It's a bit special.
Lovely knife, kind of like my answer to the Woodlaw platform. It's just a bit more ergonomic and it's going to slice better because of the curve and the geometry. Again, that's an ABL. And then we have this one here, which is the Wahila. This is a fairly new one, and what I wanted to do was basically make a knife that's kind of inspired by the Green River of knives, the trade knives of North America from the frontier era. And so this is a Wahila. This one is handled in a stabilised Amboina bell. Absolutely lovely. It looks like a coral reef.
It's beautiful, and as I say, it's kind of like that sort of frontiersman's knife, isn't it?
100%. And I love that part of history as well.
And
it's very inspiring.
I think this, I mean, I always say that I don't need any more knives, but I think this is one that I would like to own at some point.
They go through me like like a laser through me, but that's because of the high sort of Saber Vex grind, but very, very thin behind the edge.
Yeah.
And then moving on, so a bit more modern bees material. So brand new this year, we've got the Leshy GPX. So GPX stands for Grip Tech or GripX, which is brand new material from the United States. Completely impervious to water, very, very tough. But yeah, feel that.
Yeah, I had a look at this yesterday, and it's soft. There's no hot spots in the hand, but you can feel it's just got that grippiness to it.
You get like if your hands were covered in blood or slime, it gets grippier.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's not going to move. I know you've swapped out your knife to this material, haven't you?
I'm not using the Grip Tech as well. Yeah. And then again, another really cool thing we've got coming up this year, we've got a collaboration with Joe Flowers. So this is the last one available, number 5. Of these smaller, I call them nakans, but they're like a small puko designed to be worn around the neck or on a pocket clip. And these again are in Grip Tech, but this glows in the dark.
Yeah, I've seen it online. It's like, they really glow as well.
Yeah, totally. No, they're proper cool, and it's just like, you know, I just like playing with cool new materials, finding things that are a bit different, something to kind of get excited about as a maker, and also for, you know, customers and people who are out there using these things. You know what I mean? So yeah,
I'd say mine is now my main knife that I use.
I'm really proud. I'm really
for
happy.
instructing, teaching, and just when I'm out on my own.
Totally,
and and it's just such a nice knife to work with.
I remember when you bought that last summer, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Using it, and you're just like, oh.
You literally, because I'd seen that knife. You'd advertise what you were taking to the show. So it was the Southwest Bushcraft Show.
Yeah.
And you'd advertise what you were taking, and I'd messaged you a few times, like across the year before, and I was like, oh, dude, it's like your knives are so beautiful, and I chatted a bit, and came along to your stand on that first day. And you just knew which one I wanted to have a look at, and you just handed it to me. And I was just standing there looking at it, and he was going, it's like, don't mess about. He's like, here's a stick.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's like, no, don't mess about, just power cut through it.
Yeah.
And I literally just chest levered through it, and it was like. And I think I gave you the stick back and kept the knife.
Yeah. I was so
But no, it's it's a really beautiful knife, and it's an absolute joy to use.
I really appreciate
You're a
it.
craftsman, mate,
Thank you.
and it really shows through.
No, I'm really glad you're enjoying it as well. It's really
Great
good to see
show.
you.
You too, bud.
Dad's Wellbeing. I support him with the running of that and things like that. So we're going to look at natural cordage. Things we can use for natural cordage. You can use nettles, you can use bramble, and you can use pine roots as well, and spruce roots. If you want to source something like that, you don't have to dig too deep because they tend to be quite low. So what we'll do today is I'll show you how to prepare stinging nettles. And everybody hates stinging nettles because they get stung by them. If you look, especially on this one, you can just about see them. There's lots of little hairs sticking up on the stems, you see, and they'll be on the leaves as well. You see it? You guys see it? Right, so you can put them over a fire and wilt them. You can wear gloves to remove them. You can use a knife to remove them. But the easiest way, so you don't get stung, is hold it from the top and pull it down. The benefits of stinging nettles is you can steep the leaves in water and you can get a drink from them that's full of vitamin D, vitamin C, K. They help with arthritis, lots of medicinal benefits. So what we do is we strip the leaves off of them, and if you look, there's nodules that are left, and that's where they grow, and inside is a pith. What we want is this stuff on the outside. So what we do, we get a stick. Oh. And what we're doing is we're breaking it down so it starts to separate and the nodules get broken down. You can peel the layers off. And you can see the woody pith peeling off the pith inside. The processes of doing it is, I'm right-handed, so I clamp in my left hand the nettles and I twist it away from me using my left hand as a clamp, and as you do it, as you twist, you eventually, if you look, it's naturally wanting to twist. So once it's twisted into that loop, like that, that's when it's ready to start making the cordage process. How you're going to make your double strand. See the loop where it's looped? Then what I do is I clamp it in my fingers. I take again and I start twisting away from me. Always twist away from you. If you're left-handed, it's the same process. And when you see it start to kink like that, clamp it between these two fingers and you get your next piece and you twist it and twist it, and when it starts to kink, you grab them both together and they will roll and lock in. See how it's now become from a single ply to a 2-ply cordage. Clamp it so it doesn't go into the loop, and the one behind you start to twist away from you until you get the natural, and then you bring
Morning guys, it is Monday, last day of the Bushcraft Show 2026. We are here with Joe from Forward Forge. So, great to see you, man.
Yeah.
So I've been following you guys for a while now, listening to you guys having wonderful conversations on the Wadersman.
Yeah.
We've chatted in a couple of other shows before. But how's the show been for you?
Good. We've been here 3 years now. This is our 3rd year. I think it's been the best year so far. I think people have seen us more, seen that we're a more permanent fixture, and seen that we've built up a bit of trust in what we make. Yeah, no, it's been good.
Yeah. And what sort of brought you to the Bushcraft world?
It's just been a part of my life from when I was a child, growing up, always out in the woods, always out in the sticks. And then as I got older and older, I was doing it more and more. I wasn't going to go to university, went and trained as a bushcraft instructor instead with John Ryder from the Woodcraft School. John Ryder and Phil Brook, they're fantastic guys, unbelievable knowledge base. Trained with them, but at the same time started working as a blacksmith. And for me, it was bushcraft's all about self-reliance, and people use a knife and an axe every day, but never ask where they come from or how they're made. So for me, it was just a curiosity. How are they made? Let's go down a bit of a rabbit hole, and then that fed into the blacksmithing I was already doing, and ended up here.
Yeah. So with the blacksmithing, is obviously you've got some beautiful knives and axes on show. Is that the core of your business now?
Absolutely, we're tool makers. Yeah, and we make chef's knives as well, but the core of the business really is the outdoor tools, because that's my background. We understand how they're used, and I think that's really, really important. You get a lot of people making tools who aren't users, they're makers. So they make something that looks nice, they've made it with a really good method, they make it well, but it's not necessarily designed for purpose. We know how to use them, we know what function they need to perform, so we can then design them to suit that, design our process to suit the product instead of designing the product around an efficient process.
And honest, there can't be many. I mean, you're a young guy.
Yeah.
There can't be many guys like you that are blacksmith or tool makers left in the UK.
No, exactly
keeping a
that.
heritage craft alive.
Yeah, exactly that, and also count myself as part of a younger generation of blacksmiths and keeping that heritage craft alive, but with a different view on it. There's a lot of gatekeeping and jealousy within the blacksmithing world, especially with the older generations. We're doing the best we can to kind of dispel that, share as much as we can. We've got no secrets. We tell everyone how we do everything, even down to the collars, which is kind of our biggest innovation, the integral forged over strike collar. We've got nothing to hide.
You're not hiding it?
No, not at all. The way we look at it, high tide rises all ships.
Yeah.
If blacksmithing does well, everyone does well, and there's more than enough for everyone.
Fantastic. Just to finish off, what's new that you've brought to the show?
So new this year, we have the Goshawk, our Goshawk Wilderness Axe, which these guys are playing with over here. The Goshawk is our wilderness axe for more austere environments. We've looked into the past, we've combined old and new with phantom bevels, a convex profile, but with our forged over strike collar.
And I've just had a go with it. I've just split a quarter down. Beautiful. Well done.
I'm really proud of it.
Yeah, well done. Yeah.
And lastly, our Shrike. And the Shrike is our bushcraft knife.
I haven't seen this yet.
Have you not?
No.
Oh,
This is
fantastic.
the first time I've seen it.
So this is, we name all our products after British birds of prey. So we've got all our axes are named buzzard, kestrel, merlin. And then the Shrike is a migratory bird, but we absolutely love it as a species. And the Shrike is a bushcraft knife made out of 52-100 Sheffield made steel, one of the few materials still made in Sheffield. Hand forged by ourselves with a distal taper and a tapered tang. And it's very Huko-esque blade. For me, that's the best knife blade design. Yeah, Huko. Fantastic, but with a bit more of a sculpted handle, with a bit more security.
What's this material we've got here?
So we've got antler, and then we've got gunstock wall.
That is a really beautiful knife.
Thank you.
I'm really glad that I actually asked that question because I didn't even know you had this with you, and I haven't seen you say anything about it anywhere, so I've obviously missed something with it. That's fantastic.
Thank you very much. Nice one.
Been absolutely great chatting to you. Great to see you. Hope you have a good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
We're here with Brian from Gentleman Crafts. We just wanted to have a few minutes to see what's going on. So how's the show been for you so far?
Fantastic show, very busy. The weather has been absolutely glorious, so
Honestly, it's fantastic.
no complaints.
Brilliant. How did you get into bushcraft in general?
Bushcraft in general, probably similar to a lot of people, watching Ray Mears on the old BBC.
Yeah, of course.
That's what started it, and then I started making my own kind of cabinet gear. So
Fine, okay.
I wanted to make my own gear, couldn't really afford to buy the nice stuff, so I decided I wanted to try and make stuff.
Yeah.
And then from there, I just kept making things and posting things online.
Okay.
And then people kept coming back to me and saying, "Oh, I like that. Could you make me one?"
Fine, okay.
And then I kept making people's stuff, and then
Amazing.
10 years later, here we are.
That's so good. So how do you learn to start making it? Was it just self-taught? Or did you...
It was in the back of a Land Rover at a random bushcraft meet in the West Midlands somewhere.
Okay.
I found my nan's old Singer hand crank sewing machine in the box.
Nice.
Took it to this meet where I knew another guy who did a bit of sewing, and he basically set the sewing machine up for me and went, "That works now. You can now put two pieces of canvas together."
Sure.
And that was the beginning. I've never done any courses, no lessons.
No?
Totally self-taught. Everything's just trial and error.
Amazing. I mean, the quality of the work is, it's amazing, really. So
Thank
for
you.
self-taught,
Thank
that's
you.
brilliant.
Thank you very much.
So pleasure.
No worries.
Thank you, man. I'm here with Elvis from Forest Fundamentals. We're just going to chat about some of the new products we have out this year, and how you got into bushcraft. How you doing?
All right, mate.
I'm good, thanks. So, how did you get into bushcraft in the first place?
So I was lucky enough to be taught in school actually. After moving primary school.
Okay.
By a guy named Mark Hodson. So we went out every once a fortnight, did the basic fire lighting, bits and bobs, and then just kept it up since. Really.
Amazing. So, how did Forest Fundamentals come about? What was the idea behind it?
So I went to uni for architecture. Ended up dropping out after year 2. But I kind of learned all the design skills and the CAD software, all that various bits, yeah. And
So-
then just took it into the bushcraft.
Amazing. So that's how this came about, I guess. You've always had that sort of mind.
Yeah, I mean, I started off actually selling birch bark and feather sticks, handmade spoons.
Oh, amazing. Okay.
Yeah, and end up just scaling into like metal fabrication, stoves, and then the ferrules, the fire steels.
So if you just take us through a couple of your sort of main pieces, I mean.
So we got the main thing is the stoves really.
Cool.
The new nesting stoves, so they're grade 1 titanium. Cool. And they're designed to nest, so they're just cup sits inside and bottom on top. And then they work with alcohol burners, solid fuel. Yeah.
Well, that's good, man. Well, I appreciate the time. Thanks so much.
Yeah, good to
It's
meet
been a
you, mate.
pleasure. Have a good rest of the time, man.
Good afternoon, it's Christian and
Tim.
We've just left the Bushcraft Show. We just want to do a little reflection on how the show's gone for us and our best bits.
Oh, what a fantastic experience. I mean, it was my 5th year at the Bushcraft Show, but first year taking Wild Dads Wellbeing there. And just the support for our little charity community group has just been overwhelming, really.
Honestly, it's been absolutely amazing. I mean, there's been so many people sort of coming along and saying hi, and there's been so much support through people we've never even met but have been following you on social media for a while. It's just such an amazing community, really.
It is. There's some fantastic people in that community that have, followed me through my journey into bushcraft and know my story of how I got into bushcraft to help with my mental health, and they, have been massively supportive of my personal journey. But they're now supporters of Wild Dads Wellbeing.
I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I mean, in terms of your favourite part of the show, what was your favourite bit?
It's a really difficult one to pin down. I think, if I could only say one thing, it would just have to be, thank you to Kerry and Jack for actually getting us in there, providing our little charity with that pitch, and giving us the opportunity to provide a mental health and wellbeing space for everyone. Just being there was great. But there were lots of little individual highlights as well. I just want to say, a huge shout out to Wild Way Bushcraft and Into Forest and Land. So Jumbo, Craig Summers, and the big man Joe Price. You guys made me cry when at the end of the show you walked over to our stand carrying 3 of the beautiful Adler axes and donating them to Wild Dads Wellbeing for our guys to use in the woods. We've got the lovely little canoe axe, the Rhineland axe, and the big splitter. Guys, I can't thank you enough. The dads are going to have so much fun learning how to use those axes safely and use them for the campcraft and everything.
Honestly, it was absolutely amazing to see. I mean, they just walked over, and I think all of us sort of stand there were quite gobsmacked at what they could do for us. It was amazing, really.
It really was. I think there are other people there as well that I do need to mention. Brian, Modern Warfare. James, the Wild Wanderer Apothecary, again, have supported me from the beginning of my journey into bushcraft. But also big supporters at Wild Dads Wellbeing. Thank you for everything you've done for us this weekend. You guys are amazing. We absolutely love you. It was great to catch up with you. Jake and Corey at Traction Adventure Ready, you really looked after us as well. We love you boys. And Adrian at Scandalicious, thank you so much for providing our little team, our crew, with your wonderful fries and cold drinks.
Honestly, that was absolutely amazing. I mean, what a legend.
Yeah,
what a legend.
We tried to pay the guy and he just would not take our money.
He straight up refused.
Yeah, he just straight up refused.
He was a wonderful man, really.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
And there were so many people I could mention, but you know who you are. Thank you for the conversations. Thank you so much to those of you that opened up about things that are on your mind at the moment. And there were some very, very meaningful conversations had with people that we know well, people that I call my Bushcraft family. But there were also people that we'd never met before that came down and sat with us and opened up their hearts and shared, and we did what we could just to give them that little bit of support, and it was just amazing. So yeah, I mean, Christian, it was your first time to the Bushcraft Show.
Yes. Yeah.
It's been great to have you come on board as sort of our official sort of photographer, videographer, not just for Wild Dads Wellbeing, but for me as well, Linda Outdoorsman. And I was so pleased that we were able to get you along there. Again, thank you, Jack, for sorting out tickets for our crew. That meant the world. But yeah, Christian, what was your highlight?
I mean, for me, again, it was sort of getting to come along, and again, at any time, it's an absolute pleasure working with you guys and doing what I can. There's not a lot I can give, but if that's the one thing I can, is I'm more than happy. For me, because it was the first time, I've spoken to a few people through Instagram and Facebook, and meeting a few, I guess you call them minor social media celebrities in the bushcraft world. One was Josh from Pure Knives. I bought one of his knives a few months ago, and he was just so helpful, absolutely amazing. It was incredible to meet him for the first time. Absolute legend.
He's a great guy.
He really is. Fantastic bloke. And Liam from
Primal Nomad.
Yes, of course.
Podcast.
Absolute legend. I mean, went down to the stage on Sunday evening and had a good chat with him. And we were there for like half an hour. He's just so open and happy to have a conversation.
Yeah.
I've never met him in my life, and I met him previously for 5 seconds as he walked past our stall before. And he's just such a lovely guy.
Yeah.
It was great to meet everyone that sort of I've been watching for years, and JJ and everyone there, man. It was fantastic.
Yeah, JJ, just want to say well done on your speech. I know that was really hard for you, my man.
There were some beautiful words. It really were.
Some beautiful words, and thank you so much for your words about Wild Dads Wellbeing as well.
Yeah.
That means the world to for someone like yourself who is like the Bushcraft Show MC, but everybody knows for you to do that. Yeah, that really meant something to us, my man.
Well, I think that concludes it. That's beautiful, man. Well, it's been fantastic for us. I hope if you guys went, you enjoyed it too, and we'll see you in 2027. See you guys then.